What up? Hey, what up? What up? Hey, what up? What up? Hey, what up? What up? Hey, what up?
What up, though, Pride Nation, and welcome to Lukegsfieldreview. We are back at it again with another video, giving you this time the Detroit Lions 2019 draft prospect visit list of safeties. We're going to start this off with Michigan safety Tyree Kennel. He is a 5'11", 215-pound safety according to ESPN. Again, I would encourage you to go and do some research and check out the official heights and weights on the NFL.com combine results to get your best effort. I just kind of like the way ESPN's webpage present them, so you can kind of see what people look like and get an overall view. In this case, he has 48 solo tackles, no forced fumbles, 0 interceptions, 2 pass deflects. Now, don't get caught up in the forced tackles, in the solo tackles, because for 2018, as you can see, he has 72 total tackles, which means that he had 48 solo tackles, but he also had 24 assists, 2 pass deflects. The previous year before that, he had 67 total tackles, 41 solo, 26 assists, 7 pass deflects, 1 sack, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. And then the 2 years before that, not much to look at, but just to give you a quick idea of him, he was one of the Detroit Lions 30 visits. They also went to the local pro day to see him, and so they've met with him twice from the information that I've gathered. Next up, we have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He is a junior from Florida, 6 feet, 207 pounds, 37 solo tackles, 4 interceptions. That's really good. 2 pass deflects. As you can see here, he also has a 71 total tackles, 37 solo, 34 assists, 2 pass deflects, 3 sacks, 4 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Last time I checked, they met with him at the combine, but I have not seen anything where they had a second meeting, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's coming. In 2017, you can see here 58 total tackles, 34 solo, 24 assists, 7 pass deflects, 1 sack, 2 interceptions. If you were to just go through and look at the interceptions, he's accounting right here for 9 interceptions in 3 years at Florida, and 3 touchdowns out of those 9. And then in terms of the sacks, he's got 4 right here. In terms of the pass deflects, that's 12. So this guy is showing good production that you would want out of a safety. And again, he's one of the ones I would tell people, if you haven't seen the film, go check it out. Next up, we have Jonathan Abrams, Mississippi State safety. He's a senior, 6 feet, 215, 47 solo tackles, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions, 4 pass deflects. And as you can see here, he has a total of 90 tackles, 47 solo, 43 assists. This right here is crazy. The 43 assists is impressive, because that tells me that even when people are already engaged, he's coming in making sure that they're down, and that's good hustle. But that's another story. He's got 4 pass deflects, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions. And the thing that you're going to notice when you go and do your research and you watch the film on this particular player, he's got a bit of a mean streak to him, and I think you can appreciate that if you like those hard-nosed blue-collar people. But even when we look at 2017, he has 71 tackles, 43 solo, 28 assists, 5 pass deflects, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. You're seeing that he's still generating turnovers, and I think that's the big thing there. The Detroit Lions actually brought him in as one of our 30 meetings, and they've sat down and met with him. And then they met with him previously at the combine, and I want to say they met with him at the Senior Bowl. So they've met with him 3 times from the information I can gather. Next up, we have Taylor Rapp, Washington, 6 feet, 200 pounds, 33 solo, 2 interceptions, 4 pass deflects, a total of 59 tackles on the year. That's 26 assists, 4 pass deflects, 5 sacks. I mean, I watched a lot of the Washington just because their secondary has so many players that I had respect for. They blitzed this guy a lot, and they worked the crap out of him, and he got home a lot of the times. But 2 interceptions, and if you go back to the previous year, again, 59 total tackles, 42 solos, 17 assists, and 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 interception. And then you go back just one more year, 51 total tackles, 29 solo, 22 assists, 2 pass deflects, 1 forced fumble, but 4 interceptions. So in his 3 years there, he's already accounted for 7 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and 7 sacks. Not to mention the 6 pass deflects. And for me, he's one of those guys that I really like. I think he has very good ball skills, and he has just the right amount of aggression that you need to play the position. But again, I'm encouraging you all to go and watch the film yourself, not highlights, actually watch games, and see if you see some of the things that I've seen in him. But I think he's a good prospect. Now, he is one of our 30 visits, and they also met with him at the Combine. Next up, we have Brian Williams, safety from Davenport. As you can see, I'm using a bit of a different website because ESPN, I've noticed, is missing some information, and whenever I see that, I tend to dig a little further and figure out what's going on. So I went to the actual conference website and just looked up their official stats there. Here's what I thought about Brian Williams. This might be a sleeper in this draft. I did watch some film on him, and I suggest that you do the same. But he's played 11 games, as you can see right here, 43 tackles total. That means he's had 31 solo, 12 assists, no sacks, not bad, but 6 interceptions and 2 forced fumbles. So 8 turnovers were accounted for by this particular safety in his lonesome. And based on the film that I've seen, I gotta tell you, he could end up being a steal depending on where the Lions draft him, or if they even draft him. Next up, we have Nasser Adderley, safety out of Delaware. He's 6 feet, 200 pounds. The Detroit Lions met with him at the Combine, and they went, I believe it was his pro day that they met with him. I'm sorry, you know what, I took that back. It was the East and West Shrine game. That's what I believe it was. But nonetheless, or it could have been a senior one, but I'm drawing blanks right now, people. My apologies. But they met with him, I know, twice to date. And as you see here, it says no tackles, no forced fumbles, 4 interceptions. And again, I did this so you can kind of see that sometimes when you're going to a source and you see something that seems odd or strange or too good to be true, you definitely want to do more research. So what I did is I went to the actual website for Delaware and seeing what they have for stats, and I correlated that to the conference. And when I went through, I realized that he had 48 solo tackles, 39 assists, which gives him a total of 87 tackles, 1.5 tackles for a loss. And then we get over right here, he had 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and he had 4 interceptions. Now, this right here is very telling. It's the 7 pass deflects or breakups. And what I noticed in the film with this particular player is some of the similar things that I saw with Jonathan Abrams, in that he has a mean streak to him. But again, I'm encouraging you to go and take a look at the film for yourself. So that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. These are the safeties that they have met with as of April the 8th, and this particular group of guys is one of the more intriguing ones because it can go either way. I see a lot of second round guys here, but as always, that's it for now. Don't be no chump, and please do your research.